What's up, guys? You want the keys? Your keys? So thank you. You're welcome. Today, we're going to be addressing an issue that the GTI has had for quite a while. That is rubbing in the rear. Not so prevalent on this side, although you can see a little bit of where the tires rubbed off. On this side, as I've shown you before, started taking paint off, which is no good. It's really no good. So, like I said, I've never done this before. We're going to be rolling some fenders in the rear at least. Hopefully clear these wheels and tires better. The fronts have already broken themselves, so I'm not worried about that. Thank you, Paisley. Quick thing, if you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and come back. And if
that was loud. Sound warning.
Like, comment, subscribe. Go watch some other videos of mine if you haven't already, if you're new. So yeah, let's pull the car in, get started, get this thing jacked up.
I told you it was gonna get loud.
Come on, pull, 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 pull. Oh, good job. Up. Pull. Pull it, pull it, pull it, pull it. Up. Nice. Yep, is it still there? Still good? Yep, still good.
Watch your fingers.
Good job. Go ahead, get the car jacked up so we can pull the wheel off. This side I'm not too worried about. Yep, that's my door handle, because it's already cracked. But we will be using a heat gun. What this is going to do, heat up the paint, allow it to be a little bit more flexible. It's not going to 100% guarantee that your paint's not going to crack, but it is going to be probably your best shot at keeping it from doing that, cracking out. So, Justice Paisley had to bounce. We have the car up on the lift on jack stands. There's currently a truck up on the lift, or blocking it, but we've got everything up. I'm going to show you what we're going to do first, because not all of you are going to have to do this if you do this, but if you have a 40th anniversary or any of these Golfs that come with a factory 235 size tire, you are going to have to remove these. This guy right here, these little black spats that come with the car from factory, it's finally time. We got to take them off. So my fronts came off by hand. These ones probably just come off also by hand, but I'm going to use a heat gun, heat them up, just make sure I don't pull any paint away with it. Not that I think that would happen, but there is a possibility since it's adhesive on there. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to take the heat gun, we're going to heat this guy up, get it pulled off. I'll do the same on the other side and get the wheel off, pull that up and out of the way, and we'll get our roller mounted up. That way we can start flaring these fenders out a little bit, just enough to clear the tire. We're going to keep this on kind of a low setting. We do want to get it warm. We don't want to get it too hot. We're not trying to bake it. We're just trying to loosen up that adhesive enough just to pull it off. As we can see, it's already starting to let go. So it didn't need a whole lot, just enough to loosen it up. Just like that, it's off, and it took most of the adhesive with it. So obviously there's going to be a little bit of residue, a little bit of dirt. I mean, the car's pretty filthy right now. I haven't washed it in a second. But all the adhesive, for the most part, there's a small line on the outline where we're going to have to clean up just a little bit. But overall, came off nice and easy, one piece. So we're going to get the wheel out of the way and get our roller mounted up and start pulling that bit of the fender. So one thing you can do if you're not 100% sure where you're rubbing is look for where the tire has left residue. You can see on this section, it's left a bit of rubber behind, so we know that it's hitting there. So we can pull that out just a little bit. It's not hitting it too bad, just enough to make sound and pull some rubber off the tire. But eventually, what happens if you keep letting it rub is that it takes the paint off. We will get that repainted. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure everything clears. That way we don't have to do this when the car has been repainted on that quarter panel. Stupid fly. So we're just taking care of business now. That way we don't have to try and work around it later. If you guys know of any fenders by chance for sale for the front of these cars that are like a 10 to 15 mil over, let me know. Drop them down in the comments. I'm looking for something a little bit wider to clear our front just a little bit better. So now with our tire out of the way, should be able to come back here, actually take a look at everything and where it's all touching. That way we can come up with a solid game plan. Make sure we do this once, do it good, and then we won't have any future issues with this. As long as we don't go wider. But at that point, we'd need probably a body kit, because I have a feeling that these stock fenders are not going to stretch very much. So one thing about these cars is it's an electric e-brake. So if you try and move that, it's not going to move. So what we got to do is go into the car. We'll actually turn the car into accessory mode. We'll have to leave the car in accessory mode, and then we will release the e-brake. That will allow us to move the rear wheels. So turn the car on. Oh, foot on the brake. We'll turn the AC off. We're now able to come over here and move this freely. So that's all good to go. We get everything set up. That way we can get started and show you how to use the heat gun. So what we're gonna do is try and get this wheel to cover a good portion of this quarter panel. So we're gonna come up, we've got a slider up in just like that. Looks pretty good to me. And we're gonna tighten our wheel, and this is going to tighten the arm itself. That way the wheel does not come off the fender, it doesn't move places, this, that, and the other. So now that's pretty good. You also can adjust the angle of the wheel that's on your fender if you want to. That's set pretty good for where I want it, so we're gonna leave it alone. And then this guy is gonna be how you adjust the actual arm itself and how much you're pulling. So right now we're almost touching. If we loosen this guy a little bit, we're now touching the fender. So we're touching the fender. We're gonna go a little bit more than that, apply a little bit of pressure, and then we're gonna heat it up and run through the fender itself, try and bring that wheel arch out just a little bit. So I'm not gonna lie, I've never done this before. I did watch a couple videos of my own to figure this out. So I'm hoping this goes pretty good. If not, it's gonna be really crappy because I'm gonna have a brand new car with some really, really rough quarter panels. So we've now got a pretty good roll on there. I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see it, but enough, I think, for the wheel. Enough for the wheel to clear, I hope. So we're gonna throw it on there. I'm actually gonna use the jack and compress the suspension. Make sure we're clear, we're not gonna hit anything. And then do the same to the other side and see how it turns out. So now finished, and both sides are on the ground. Don't look at my trunk. It's nasty right now. I've been studying for my crane certification. So it's kind of all over the place. We got a bunch of papers where they shouldn't be. Yeah. I'm gonna clean up the shop. Let's go for a test drive. So now what we're gonna do, just go for a drive, make sure that everything is not rubbing. I do know I have a little bit of a rub on my diffuser. I just need to take it off because it has been beat. It was too aggressive for where I live. It's not a product problem, it's really just a user problem. Be right back. And we're back. So like I was saying, that diffuser was just a little bit too aggressive. It stuck out really far, and not that the style's bad, just kind of hit on everything that I drive through on a daily basis. So that's got to come off. And then next week we have another video, Mark 8 video, something I haven't done before. It's not something super huge, but it's supposed to make a huge difference in the way that these cars handle. So I'm pretty excited about that. If you don't know, the rear end of these cars tend to understeer. They tend to understeer really bad. So that's as much of a hint as you guys are gonna get. Maybe you'll guess it. Comment down below what you think it is. Yeah, maybe the first person who gets it will send a Octane Media hat out too. So far nothing, but been pretty smooth road right here. There's a couple bumps over here. I can take a little bit harder than I probably should. See if we can get it to scrape. Nada so far. I'm not gonna speak just yet. Oh, nothing there. Nice. I do want to say, I know I missed last week's upload. I upload pretty much every Sunday. I started a new part-time job that I do in the evenings, and getting used to that sleep schedule has been pretty rough. The days that I work both jobs, it's about 17 hours a day, 18 hours a day. So that's pretty much why I didn't upload last week. I was getting used to new schedule. We should be back on our regular schedule this week when this video comes out, and we should all be good to go. So far, still no rubbing, not even from the diffuser currently, but we haven't hit anything that bad. Oh, a little bit right there. Let's see. This is the one that I'm worried about. So we did get a little bit of rubbing, and I'm 95% sure that it's not the quarter panel anymore. It is actually the tab where the quarter panel and the bumper, the rear bumper, made up together. It was kind of bent in on the left side, and I'm almost certain that that's what we're hitting on. Other than that, pretty good. I do need to take that diffuser off, like I said. So this should solve our tire chewing through paint problem. If you guys have enjoyed the video, let me know down in the comments below. Hit the like button. If you haven't, I'm sure you'll let me know down in the comments below. I hope you got something out of today's video. I hope you learned something. I know I did. trying something new. So, by all means, if you guys are interested, if you like seeing content like this, hit the subscribe button. Come back next week. We post pretty much regularly every Sunday, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.